with the Alexander News Show. Sorry, I had to get back on again. So let's see if she can get back on. Doral City, City of Doral Mayor Claudia Mariaca. Let's see if she can get back on. The connection was bad, and let's see if she gets back on. So she's going up against Christy Fraga, school board member Christy Fraga. I believe she's no longer serving on the board, and she's going up against her. And so Claudia Mariaga was elected to the Doral City Council in 2016, re-elected in 2020, and she is a former vice mayor, and she is also a former president of Homeowners Association. Let's see if she can get back on. I'm hoping she will, real quick. Let's do this. Let's put the intro for the show, and then hopefully she'll be getting on. Hey, I have some questions to ask you. I'm with the Alexander News Show.
Who are you?
Alexander Carlos, Alexander News Show. How you doing? I'm a Trump supporter. All right, so I'm hoping that you hear me now and that it's better. Can you hear me good?
I hear you really well now, yeah.
Oh, thank God. That's great. That's the only disadvantage. Let me tell you something. It's the only bad thing about digital media, that if you don't have good internet connection or the weather's bad, that's where the antenna, traditional media, still wins.
Yeah. Anything can throw it off. So.
Okay, so let's talk.
I'm actually going to share a thing. Yeah.
Go ahead, share. Go.
I'm sharing.
Okay. Well, tell me again about your relationship with Mr. J.C. Bermudez, who I got to know. I interviewed him on my show 2 months ago. He sounds like a fantastic human being. Tell me a little bit about him, and then you can please tell me in Spanish, because it's important for everyone. It's important for everyone to know this, especially the voters.
Yeah.
Because by the way, sorry for interrupting. He's not endorsing your opponent. He's endorsing you. That's big. That's a big deal.
I'm very honored for that. I mean, JC went to run for commissioner, which was a great opportunity because he will represent, and it was a big deal for us. I think we need really great representation in the commission. Really wonderful to do. So when he made that decision, he came up to me and he said, in 2012, the city was running well. I thought, I put in my time, my effort, and now the next people can come in and the progress continue what we're doing. And that didn't happen. And so he said, I'm going to make the same mistake. I am going to get involved in these elections because after all, I'm going to have to deal with whatever happens here anyway. So I want to be part of this, and you to be the head of the city. And to me, that was extremely a real honor because, I understand not everybody's very straightforward, but he's an honest man. And I think that as a leader of the city, and there was help, and he'll be the first to tell you, still is a group, you can never do anything by yourself. But he was a really true leader. I think he always thinks of the greater good. And he's got great family values and values about ethics and transparency in government. And I think I've been inspired by that. And I think a lot of us that are from Latin American countries have the benefit of trusting in government that much, and to see that there are people like that. And for him to give me that trust, it's been great to have his support since we ran together back in 2016, and then again. And I really look forward to working with him as our commissioner and myself as hopefully the next mayor.
Now, en español, porque esto es un show bilingüe, hay que ser los dos idiomas.
Claro.
Imagínate.
Bueno,
We gotta be
la
fair.
realidad es que con Juan Carlos corrimos juntos en 2016 y de nuevo en 2020. Y para mí es un gran honor. Haya pedido que corra para alcalde. Él no le gustó lo que pasó en donde se fue y realmente no se involucró en lo que ese momento porque pensó que bueno, las cosas iban a correr bien y eso no fue la realidad. Tuvo que volver o le pidieron mucha gente que vuelva en 2016. Tal vez cuando tomó la decisión de postularse para el comisionado, que yo creo que es una bendición del resto del distrito, él me dijo, mira, esta vez sí me voy a involucrar, mi familia vive acá y sí me importa el futuro de la ciudad de Doral y para reemplazarme porque confío en ti, tener los mismos valores y para lo que es el futuro de la ciudad de Doral. Y para mí es la verdad es un verdadero honor y como alguien que nos apoya y siendo él lo que fue y que lo que significa.
Y él va a ser un tremendo comisionado. Te voy a decir una cosa.
Sí.
Yo lo voy a decir, yo no tengo, como dice cubano, pero en la lengua. Él va a hacer un mejor trabajo como comisionado que el Pepe Díaz ese. He's going to do a better job than Pepe Díaz, hands down. I don't care.
I don't have a doubt about that.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you, okay, so let me ask you something about the annexation. Because, and I want to talk about this in Spanish real quick. I'm going to ask you the same question. Or I don't even have to ask you. You can just go ahead and then say it in Spanish. Do you feel that the city of Doral was robbed because you didn't get the area of Dolphin Mall? And geographically, it doesn't make sense. How could Sweetwater get the Dolphin Mall area and you not get it? The city of Doral should have gotten that, hands down. Number one, when I was noticing that, and I have love for the city of Sweetwater, it's just that it wasn't the city of Sweetwater that really pushed for this. It was more like, I think, Pepe Diaz that pushed for this. Different police departments were patrolling the Dolphin Mall area. This was like 2 weeks ago at night. This was a little bit after Black Friday.
Black Friday.
I didn't see Sweetwater doesn't have enough cops to patrol. So I see this, and then not only were they given this area, but they were given the area of the land where Telemundo is. I'm like, what is wrong? There's something's not right. It's obvious that Pepe Diaz had this bias against the city of Doral. Now, to be fair, from a geographical perspective, it should have been given to Doral, and the other area, the other land, should have also been given to Doral. It just makes sense.
Right.
Please explain to me, does the city of Doral have any plans to get, is there any chance that Doral could get bigger, more land? Now that you can't get back the Dolphin one. You can't get that one, and you can't get Telemundo, but you can get the one that's west of the turnpike between, going north on 25th Street. 25th Street North.
I think we do have annexations that have been pending. In fact, some of them have been pending now for decades. Right now, luckily with our original mayor, with Jason, we have somebody that's going to push for those annexations and to do them with a way that there's not any mitigation fees for our cities, because every city should be treated fairly. I don't think the city of Doral was treated fairly.
No, it was not.
What happened in the Dolphin Mall times, because that was a long time ago, with the annexation of the area where Telemundo is, where Home Depot is, and that whole area. I think it was very unfair. I understand the certain Sweetwater was asking for in terms of tax relief. They needed more budget. That being said, and I have a great respect for the mayor, for the current mayor, and I think it was kind of thrust.
You're talking about Rolando Lopez, right?
Yes, and
so great, very fantastic human being as well.
He's great. I've had conversations him, and it's nothing personal. And I even had a conversation with him. I'm going to defend my city, and that's what I'm elected to do, and that's, my job, and that's what I have to do, and I do it even if I wasn't elected. So when you change the rules halfway through a game, biased and unfair. So when we were in the process of the annexation and the annexation qualification rules and what is needed to be send the new rules to disqualify the city of Doral. Oh wow, and I don't think it's a secret to anyone that Commissioner Pepe wants to run for mayor of Sweetwater again.
That's why I'm pushing Rolando Lopez to run.
So it was pretty obvious. It was extremely unfair. The city commissioner for an entire district, you cannot favor the city where you reside, cities.
No.
And it doesn't matter if the other cities are wealthy or services. And I think that a lot of the businesses that were there, actually Home Depot called themselves Home Depot Doral. Telemundo, that they were saved from the studios in Doral. They were kind of wanting that. Were silenced. And since they didn't have a vote, because when you do an annexation, unless you have a certain percentage, you have a say in the annexation process, which I think is extremely unfair because you have very high tax. It was an extremely unfair process. I think it was because Sweetwater has a much higher tax than the city of Doral. The city of Doral was never considered. We basically didn't stand a chance. And luckily for us, we have annexations that are going towards the north at this moment. So we hope to see those pass soon. The only that back is the idea of the mitigation fees, which we are fighting. And I think with that. So we'll see what happens very soon, I'm sure.
Okay, if you don't mind, can you explain it in Spanish? Just the best way you could possibly, basically.
Que realmente la ciudad de Doral no tenía representación en la comisión, dado que estaba electo en ese entonces el señor Pepe Díaz, vive en la ciudad. Lo que se dice es que se va a postular nuevamente para alcalde de esa ciudad. Entonces, cuando hizo la petición para anexar el área donde está Telemundo, donde está Home Depot y todo, el comisionado simplemente cambió las reglas del juego a mitad de las nuevas reglas para anexar que calificaban a las ciudades, defica a la ciudad de Doral y solamente deja a la ciudad de Sweetwater. Hizo como no podía haber, no tenía la posibilidad de hacer un veto o que ciudades para consideración, simplemente cambió las reglas y desclasificó a la ciudad. Muy mala representación para mí, para todas las personas que tienen sus negocios en eso aumentó muchísimo más sus impuestos. Escuchó a esa gente que le decía que no querían anexarse a Sweetwater, que preferían o quedar en Miami-Dade o como parte de la ciudad del Doral. Pero la verdad que es algo muy triste y ahora lo que sí estamos viendo son los annexations que tenemos para el Doral del lado oeste y del lado este también, que esperamos que próximamente.
Qué bueno. Y mira, cuéntame, perdona que te pregunte otra vez, pero esto es súper importante. ¿Cómo conseguiste el apoyo de la policía? De la asociación Police Benevolence Association.
Police Benevolence Association, que es el único grupo de nuestros policías de la ciudad de Doral. Yo siempre estuve involucrada con la policía. Antes hice el Police Academy para residentes, es la Academia Policía para Residentes, donde todos los diferentes departamentos dentro de la policía. Entonces, eso para mí, darme con ellos, con muchos de ellos y saber exactamente cómo funciona el departamento. Pues, de ser electa, salí en varias ocasiones con ellos el día. Entonces salí 3 veces a la medianoche, salía a las 10 de la noche, volví a la mañana y después a la tarde y también durante el día. Eso para mí me parece, yo soy el tipo de persona que para defender algo o para explicar algo lo tengo que querer, lo tengo que sentir realmente. Entonces, saber lo que hace el policía, el que les damos, saber cómo los hemos entrenado, sus necesidades, siendo que un 40% del presupuesto de la ciudad va para hacer. Yo quiero asegurarme que ellos realmente tienen lo que necesitan, ayuda. Y para ellos, yo siempre fui una voz adentro del consejo que los represento, estoy ahí con ellos. Entonces, desde 2016, el PBA me ha apoyado y es para ser alcalde de la ciudad de Doral, porque saben que para mí no hay nada más importante que la seguridad, defender a toda esa gente que todos los días salen y ponen sus vidas en riesgo.
Qué bueno, mira. If you wanna text the show, okay, a question to the next mayor, I'm hoping that you will win tomorrow, of the city of Doral, Claudia Mariaca. It's 786-652-7240, or you can comment below the screen. Y si quieres mandarle una pregunta al texto del show, 786-652-7240, o puedes dejar una pregunta o hacer una opinión abajo de la pantalla. And so let me ask you, what is your vision for the city of Doral? What do you plan? If you're elected, what's the number one thing you're going to tackle?
Well, everybody asks me, right? The number one thing. And it's really hard because there is, I think the city of Doral is doing really great. There's always what we've been doing since 2016. And I say we because I really believe in that. You know, you have to have a united council to move things forward. And on even a federal level, when there's just bickering and fighting and just tension, and nothing gets done for the people that actually need help. So forward, the biggest topics for me is always going to be public safety, focusing on hiring good police officers. We need to finish our bond. There's 2 left out of the 8. 6 of them have already been being used by our constituents. And we also need to focus on a traffic, which is getting Covanta out of the city of Doral, something more. And I will not give up. And the other thing is maintenance. We need to make sure that we are very careful in public dollars. So for me, those are all very important things that all kind of intertwine together. And I believe that moving forward, the example for the rest of Miami-Dade County and showing how it's in an intelligent way and have a place where their families and live and work and study and play. And it's amazing when you can live up to the standards that you set. It's really something, and that's what I want to continue doing.
Let me go ahead and put the intro real quick one more time in case people do not know. We're interviewing City of Doral Mayor Candidate Claudia Mariaca. Estamos entrevistando a Claudia Mariaca, que puede ser el próximo alcalde de Doral. Mañana son las elecciones. Vamos a poner the intro real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you, polling starts at 7, right? And it ends at 7. Am I correct?
Yes, it's going to be 7 to 7. If anybody has questions about where they need to go vote, find it on my social media, Mariaca. You can find it on Facebook and Instagram. I posted that information there. 7 to 7.
And also your website.
Place.
They can go to your website too.
Information I always tell people something that, all right, it might not be, I think it's great.
By the way, I'm sorry for interrupting. The website's below it's in the ticker, below the screen.
There we go, mariacaformayor.com. But I think it's very important to do some research, find out a little bit more about yourself. What's your website? I said, listen, the website is wonderful. And that is really great, and you should go visit. But also go and look for articles out where we've stood in different times and under different subjects for or against, because it's very important to get the right information. It's the reason that many of us have lost countries around the world have informed voters. And I can't stress enough how important it is. Information from, in trusted news stations tell you exactly what's going on, who these people are, and what we've done. And how, so I think it's very, very important information to do that as well.
Well, I'm going to ask you this in Spanish. ¿Qué te separa? Y yo te pregunté en la primera way, pero, the bad connection, so I got to ask you again. Yeah, but I'll ask you in Spanish. ¿Qué te separa a ti contra tu opponent, Christy Fraga? What makes you a better candidate than she is? ¿Qué te hace mejor tú que ella?
Mira, yo soy una persona muy directa y muy transparente. Yo siempre, esta campaña, desde antes de ser electa, mi compromiso ha sido con la gente. Promesas falsas, no le digo a la gente simplemente lo que quiere escuchar. Correcto, me parece jugar con las emociones de la gente, con la necesidad de la gente. Siempre van a encontrar en mí es algo real y algo honesto. Creo que eso nos separa muchísimo. Yo siempre estoy firme sobre mis decisiones. No voy saltando de un lugar a otro. Mi compromiso con esta ciudad y es lo que he hecho. Y creo que eso se ve, es muy simple. Si uno ve las promesas que mi contrincante le hizo a los padres a representarnos en los colegios, al distrito 5, de la lista que tiene de promesas, creo que se cumplió una. Entonces fue llamando al resto del distrito, algo que no me parece correcto. Entonces que hay que ser honesto con la gente, hay que decirles la verdad, no fomentar el buscar, jugar con las necesidades y la fe de la gente, porque en nuestros países, y esa es la forma número uno del populismo, y muchos de nosotros hemos perdido esos países. Entonces lo que van a encontrar conmigo es pero existen, y lo dije antes con Juan Carlos Bermúdez, es una persona que tiene honestidad, tiene integridad y te va a decir la verdad, y voy a hacer.
Tú nunca faltaste un meeting de concejal. No. Y siempre tú tienes un 100% attendance. Yo estaba leyendo y siempre votaste 100% de las veces, ¿correcto? Eso es verdad.
¿Qué tenemos que hacer? Cuando vos sos elegida para el consejo, when we're elected to en mi opinión, lo que tenés que hacer, número presente en las reuniones de consejo. ¿Okay? Te dan la agenda, ya sabes cuándo van a ser antes, meses antes inclusive. Es una vez al mes, Tony. Entonces, yo creo que lo más importante es entender la agenda, leer, preguntar cualquier cosa que tenemos que saber y prepararnos y votar. Y para mí, no hay excusa para perder. Porque entonces, ¿para qué sos electo? ¿No? No somos electos para poner noticias en Instagram. Somos electos con lo que tenemos que hacer de las leyes, de presupuesto, de todas las decisiones para que funcione la ciudad. Entonces, para mí, estar siempre, y son 6 años y jamás perdí un voto a tomar una decisión. Si la gente le gusta, si la gente no le gusta, la blanco y negro, y lo pueden ver cualquier persona porque queda ahí en la ciudad.
Yo te
So
quiero
it's very
preguntar.
important.
Yeah. Let me ask you this in English. Do you feel that the city of Doral, okay, let me throw this at you straight ahead. What is the business that you would like to recruit for the city of Doral? I know Doral's got a
What
lot.
is the business?
What business would you like to recruit?
As what we're missing, gosh, you know,
You got a lot of
I
corporations.
we
A
have
lot.
we have so much in the city, and let me tell you, I've been here. For those of us who've been here 20 years or longer, we know that for dinner you had basically three choices, right? I don't know it long, but I think you do. And you had Tony Roma's, and on a fancy night, if you were celebrating something, you had Red Lobster, and that was it, you know. And we've grown so much culinary arts and the, you know, all the restaurants. We have a comedy club, we have movie theaters, we have bowling alleys. We've grown shops. We've grown with the medical field. It's something that we're missing. Urgent care centers and medical centers, and now we have major hospitals.
You just got the Jackson
here.
Hospital.
We got Jackson West. We've got Baptist, UM Health. I mean, we have everything in our city right now. Schools. So it's hard to think about what we could be missing. I think we've really become the heart, you know, the Miami-Dade West part, and even going west. People now come to Doral to go out for dinner or have a drink, use one of our parks, or come to one of our events. I mean, if anybody's been driving around, you see the Christmas lights, and I want to give kudos to our manager, because the city looks incredible, and I think that we're really a well-rounded city. One of the things I do want to implement moving forward is teaching people about civics, their government, what their local government does, and how things kind of work a little bit, so they understand exactly where their tax dollars are going, who's in charge of what, how do. I really think we've got it all. You know, I think we're doing really, you know, we didn't even have churches before, and now we have several.
Wow. Yes, you do. I'm going to tell you, I am hoping to move to Doral in the very near future.
Absolutely.
Because let me tell you, I love Doral. It's my favorite city. It's my favorite city. I love the parks. The parks look beautiful. The best parks in the county, but hands down, forget it. I don't care. I don't care about Pinecrest. I don't care about the parks in the beach. Doral's got the best looking parks. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing. It's done. It's going to be mind blowing. We approve the park projects, you know, so we see it and we see the artwork, and we're like, oh. But
the residents, by the way, the residents wanted the bond. They voted for this.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you.
They care about, you know what? They care about their city, straight up.
And not just. I think it showed two very, very important things. They care about their city, trust in their government and their leaders to do the right thing, and I think that says a lot about the leadership that we have. You know, we had to make a choice at that time. The promise of building out Central Park, something that had been talked about for decades, and it was never done. It was came in, and when JC came in, I did, we said, okay, enough is enough of the chatting, because it's expensive. We have to get this done. And we had a choice. Either we could raise, or we could go out to the voters and ask if they wanted it. And I think we made the voters, and they said yes. And I think it was an amazing decision. I stand by it. And I think, we've done an incredible job way to complete these last two projects, because we are going to be the leaders in trucks and green spaces.
Yes. Well, my last question for you is, when it's all said and done, assuming you win tomorrow, okay, what would be the one thing you would love to do for the city of Doral when it's all said and done? Like, what do you think the city needs? City's already great as it is. It's got tons of corporations, everything. Like, better than the city of Miami. Come on. Seriously. What would you like to see? What's your dream for the city of Doral?
My dream is to see finished.
Your dream's finished?
No, to like have all these built to kind of see everything clear of any construction and really slowing. That's why I keep talking about finishing these projects. People to just move around and enjoy, and there's nothing to head out and on a weekend or an evening and drive into and see the lights and the families walking around, and it just much joy, because you had a little bit to do with that. Keep people enjoying themselves, and that to me is what makes when people can go around their lives on a daily basis out, city hall or the meetings, that means that everything's running well. We joke around that if city hall's empty with during our meetings, it's probably because what's happening, and they're trusting their leaders. Unlike 2013, everybody and every news station at our meetings, because it was a telenovela time. Really want to just see people enjoying everything we have to offer. I want people to come here, and if you're, or even another state, to really come into our city and say, this is I love it, and my family loves it, and I feel safe, and I can grow my business. And out of the city, there's nothing more incredible than having pride in your community. If I can achieve that for our residents,
I'm going to tell you something before I let you go. By the way, you go to mariacaformayor.com. Did I say it correctly? Go to the website. Everything you want to know about our next mayor for the city of Doral, endorsed by JC Bermudez, endorsed by the police. Been in the council since 2016. Go to mariacaformayor.com, and this terrible machine. Tell us about this terrible thing. We're speaking about construction and stuff. There's this eyesore in the north of the city. What is it called? Incinerator? Something like that?
Covanta. Yes, that's the one I'm telling you of it from Marcel.
Tell us a little bit about this. What's the issue with this, and why it's terrible and it needs to be shut down or moved? I mean, are you in favor of moving it?
Absolutely. I mean, the issue.
How do you pronounce it again? By the way, I'm sorry.
It's called Covanta, and it's a energy. It's a resource recovery facility. Turns trash into energy, right?
Got it.
So it's wonderful. We should be able to recycle trash into energy. I think that's a great. When that plant was originally built in the city of Doral many decades ago, these these many residents. We didn't have any construction around the plant.
That was all land.
It was, yeah, it made sense. It was
I remember that. I remember that.
The county, in its wisdom at the time, decided to make it. They zoned it for residential. So they kind of the city of Doral. So when the residential area started to be built, there's a conflict between the smell that comes out of Covanta, the residents, and there's even a school very nearby right now as well.
Wow.
And a park. Obviously, there's a lot of complaints, and I told the residents even before I got elected, listen, at that time, there's really nothing we could do about it because there was a contract by Miami-Dade County. It's managed by Covanta. Nothing we can do about it then. Fast forward to now, that they extended it for shorter periods of time because the county has approved, because this plant right now is obsolete in its technology. So the new plant, which is modern, it's very different. Then, in my opinion, and I will agree with me, they need to build it somewhere else. So there, I think it needs to be considered. But at the time, Commissioner, there was a meeting at the county to present some. All of a sudden, the commissioner, the chair, made a motion to just approve it, which we are actually contesting. The commissioners are not supposed to vote on a presentation item, so very unfairly, and we're fighting that because I do believe that it needs to be moved outside the city now that it needs to, now that they're going to build a new plant. I think that we have an option right now tonight when they build it the first time. So why not do it right and take it away from a residential area?
They should go to Medley. Let the town of Medley deal with it.
That is a place where, the other option, 100%, and they actually want it there. So
yeah, they should go there.
The commission said, well, it's gonna take a lot more money, and my way. Listen, right now it's gonna take a ton of money anyway. That I don't believe the time anyway. They're gonna have to do something about it. Whether they're gonna have to pass a special bond or regardless of that, if you're gonna ask for money, then do it right. Yes, it's gonna cost a little bit. You're not gonna have to deal with this again in 20 years. So you're
and let me tell you, the city of Medley would benefit more financially by having it.
Oh, absolutely. The other plant next to it, so you minimize that goes from one area to the next. And besides that, I do believe that when you're an elected, beyond the years that you're going to be sitting in that chair, you have what kind of legacy or what kind of issues or what are you leaving behind for those that are going to come, instead of leaving them with a problem that is going to be there, even if it's 23 years, 30 years from now, and down in the city or whatever, you have the responsibility to think, so I think we have an opportunity to do that, and I will certainly, as long as I believe our current commissioner Bermudez.
No, he's gonna fight for it. He's gonna unlike the other dude that likes just to be in front of a camera and video and likes to show off. Mm-hmm. I mean, Bermudez, he's gonna fight for it, and he's going to, and I'm pretty sure he'll be successful in getting it out of there.
I have a lot of faith that we can do it.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, I wish you the best of grace. And the reason I say grace is because luck is that's just like loser's mentality. Grace is from God. Yeah. I wish you grace tomorrow. Te deseo una buena, I don't know how to say grace in Spanish, I'm sorry. I'm a gringo, Cuban gringo. Pero yo te voy a felicitar para mañana. Te voy a felicitar con el favor de Dios que vas a ganar mañana.
Gracias.
Y yo te voy a dar gracias por el estar en el Alexander News Show. Where, by the way, real quick, where's your campaign party going to be at tomorrow?
Ahora.
Where?
So, Intercontinental Doral, the 87th and 25th.
Okay, perfect. It'll be at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
I might show up.
Go ahead. We'll see you there. Absolutely.
I thank you for being on the Alexander News Show. Te doy muchas gracias por estar en el Alexander News Show. Thank you for being on the show, and I look forward to bringing you back on, but bringing you back on as the mayor of Doral.
That's where exactly what will happen, and I want to thank you for the time and understanding the issues and pushing for the. So I do want to thank you for your time. Le quiero agradecer a ti y a todos tus seguidores por mantenerse informado antes de tomar decisiones sobre un voto tan importante. So the opportunity, and I hope to see you tomorrow night.
Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
You have an amazing special needs program.
Yes,
in your city.
We do. Program that works with Special Olympics. We have a ton of athletes.
The best one in Miami-Dade County. The best one.
We actually have a lot of kids that come from other of the county to join our special need programs and to join our Special Olympics. A lot of incredible medal winners in all those teams. We all love program. I mean, that's why I say that we're so. There's really something for everyone, and when you go to our parks, join the there's checkers, dancing, there's football, there's cheer, there's soccer, there's volleyball. I mean, things to do. You're not looking.
I had to bring up the special needs because
something.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, interrupting. Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
No, special needs is amazing.
Because I'm a special needs therapist as well. Aside from being a talk show host in the media, I'm a special needs therapist. So that's why I say that you have the best program of any city. They got to learn from you guys at the city of Doral. Seriously, all the other cities. They need to learn. They need to take a page out of you guys.
Amazing. And I have to hand it to the Parks Department and all these amazing amateurs that just really put everything into and what they deliver to all of our residents. So it is really a wonderful program. It's a community that we really, really believe in. One of the things that we worked with the police department is when you do have a person in your home, we now have a sticker. You sign up for special stickers to put in a couple different places. So if there's ever a 911 call, the responding officers or personnel, emergency personnel, that there's somebody in there that might be special needs, so they know when they're going in, how to act, how to work.
Wow.
And I think
that's amazing.
Incredible thing, because doing our best. Everybody deserves full life and a full ability to do whatever they want. And when you talk about special needs, you talk. You have to go with kids because there's a lot of focus. We got to know how to break, how to give an adults an opportunity to be part of our society, of our community.
Yes,
that's all they want. They just want an opportunity to be useful, to put their. And I think that we're working on that, and I think we're doing an incredible.
No, you have an amazing program, even for senior citizens. You have great programs. One of the viewers, Josie Vera, wrote that, and I agree with her. Great programs for senior citizens as well. So,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And I know you're going to improve it. Already, as good as
We've
it is,
got it all,
if you're elected mayor,
but
you're
there's
going to improve it.
always the better.
No, let's hope you win tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, go out and vote tomorrow. Por favor, personas de Doral, si tú no has votado, ve y salga a votar. Si tú quieres seguir las cosas buenas que el alcalde de Bermúdez ha puesto y seguirlo subiendo, progresando, ya arriba de lo que ha hecho Mr. J.C. Bermúdez, vota por Claudia Mariaca. Okay? Go out and vote for Claudia Mariaca. Go ahead. Sorry.
Number 1 or 2 on your ballot. Number 2 en la boleta.
102 en el boleto.
Ya, mañana a las 7 de la mañana en los precincts de la ciudad del Doral. Y les pido su ante lo que vamos a poder lograr en el futuro.
Bueno, I thank you for appearing on the Alexander News Show, and I will more than likely show up tomorrow to the campaign party. And thank you for appearing on the show. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow.
Definitely. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great one. Many blessings. Bye-bye.
Thank you.